Welcome to the Getting Started guide for Google Sites. I just want to give you a quick overview of things that you want to go in and make sure that you're all set up and ready to roll. The first thing you want to do is go ahead and roll up here to the top of your screen and click User Settings. And go ahead and just select your preferred language. So I'm going to select English and my time zone. I'm going to scroll down here to Pacific, and let's see, let's go off of LA and notify me of my own changes. I don't necessarily need to know when I change a Google site, so I'm going to go ahead and click Save, and it takes me back to the Create a Site page. Now when you go in and create a site for the first time, you'll get a couple different options, and we'll do a very detailed look at Google Sites, but just to get your feet wet, go ahead and create a site, and it's going to give you an option of a blank template, or you can browse from the gallery. The gallery of templates is pretty useful. Just go ahead and pop into that for now and see what types of events there are, or sorry, sites there are. So we'll look at featured, and you can see there's a bunch of pre-developed sites here that you can leverage, as well as, if you notice up here, Rubus Demos Info. These are sites that are within the domain, so these sites are only visible inside of our environment. So we want to take a moment and browse through some of these sites. Some are better than others. Some are really good. Some are not so good. Some are, these are public. So some people just wanted to share these different templates and help you get going a little bit quicker. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of that and just use a blank template. I'm going to give my site a name. So we're going to call it Site Demo. And you'll see over here we get a URL, an extension. And if you want to change this URL, check in with your administrator. There is the ability to do a subdomain so that you could have, say, like, let's call it demo.rubusdemos.info. It makes it a little bit easier for people to remember. So you can customize this or change that based on your needs and set up a domain alias if you'd like. Alright, so we're going to choose a template theme, the layout, and for the site, and let's use a new one. I haven't used Terra Ice before, and I'm going to go ahead and do more options. I don't need to do any categories, but you can categorize. Well, let's just use demo, and call this the demo site. And you can select who is going to collaborate with this on you. So people that you specify or everyone within your domain. And then you can choose who can view this. So if you check this box, it'll also allow anyone in the world to view this. It's going to make it public. Now granted, you'd have to give them the URL for them to really find it. But for all intents and purposes today, we'll go ahead and leave that unselected and create our site. And we'll give it a moment to load, and there you go. So there's our site. We have a nice header up here with the site name, and nice navigation over on the left side of the screen there. You can do things like editing the sidebar and making the size of the sidebar smaller or larger, hiding the sitemap. So those are all things that we'll get into in a later demo. But in case you just want a quick view of how easy it is to edit a page, we're going to go ahead and edit this page. I'm going to load up the editor, and let's go ahead and just put in welcome to the demo site. And I could change the formatting on that. Let's make that Georgia, and make the font pretty big. Oh, let's not make it that big. That's a little bit obnoxious. And let's make it bold. I can also do things like highlighting it, putting background color, adding a hyperlink, doing bullets, all those types of things. There is the ability also to, and this is a little advanced, and we'll get into this a little bit later in another video, but there is the ability to edit the source HTML, so you can do things like dropping, embedded codes in here, or if you have a web developer that you're working with, you want to make something sort of pop, you can add that information in here as well. So for right now, we're just going to go ahead and save and show you what that looks like. So there's our content. This page is only visible inside the domain. So let's go ahead and click back to My Sites. And now we have, instead of that splash page that we were seeing previously, you can see that we have the site demo, it's in the category demo, and it tells you who it was shared with. You can browse other sites in the domain. There aren't any right now, but if you're using this heavily internally for an intranet or for maybe partner page or team pages, it's a good way to pull everything together, and you can always go and see what other people are working on as well. So we'll go back to the dashboard, and that is going to be it for the Getting Started guide for Google Sites.